Alright, today got a 2006 Chevy Trailblazer. Has the 4.2 grade 6 in it. And what I have is the exhaust cam position system performance, a crank to cam correlation bank 1, a map or baro out of range, and a random misfire. As you can see, it's misfiring on all cylinders. So I'm going to chase the cam crank correlation code. Alright, I have it running, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's barely running. It kept stalling on me, so I'm not going to chase the map baro code right away because it's probably related to the other stuff. But what I have is down here, I have the, let me get a good picture of it. I got the crankshaft position sensor back probe right under the starter. And I have the camshaft position sensor, the center terminal, also back probed. And I am on a dual graph, and I don't have a good known waveform, but with it misfiring on all cylinders, see if I can pause this and we'll see if we can determine where I'm at here. If I play the video, you can see the top one, the yellow one, is the crankshaft position sensor, and the double hump is the number 1 reference. So where that's lining up, I'm not quite sure where it's supposed to line up with the camshaft, because the camshaft seems to have 3 large, and then if I can, and then 3 small. See if I can zoom in a little bit tighter, we'll play that. If I go to, got it, 200. So you have your double hump on the crank. So it looks like you have 3 small and 3 large. So I'm not sure where that's supposed to line up. I'll try to do some research on that and see, but I'm pretty sure I have a cam phaser issue or something wrong with the solenoid, so we'll see where that leads. You know, the first thing I do here, usually with these camshaft sensor codes, is check the oil, because there's a lot of times you'll see no oil. So we'll do that first. And as you can see, there's no oil. So let's add some first and see where that, if we have to go any further. Alright, I'm catching this real quick because 3 quarts of oil later, it's actually running good. But I think it tries to energize it and then it might stall again. So I'm going to pause this real quick. We'll play the movie. And you can see now it's in a different spot. My double crankshaft number 1 reference is now lined up in the center of one of the 3, and then the second time around it's, I guess, to the right of the middle little one. don't even know how else to describe that, but it's definitely in a different spot, and the engine is running good. So I'm now going to try to energize the solenoid and see what happens, see if it sticks or anything like that. So let's play around a little bit more, see where that leads. Alright, this goes across like 3 separate screens, but you have to take my word for it that here's the cam position solenoid high, the brown, and then there's a black one that, if I can move the other side, it's just another breakout of the PCM. The black one over here is a low reference. So my guess is the computer is actually supplying the power to this and not grounding something that's powered excess from a fuse. So I don't really want to energize it with I'm going to see if I can do it with a scanner. I don't want to just try to ground something or send power. I don't want to mess anything up. So we're going to see if we can do it with a scanner. Alright, so I have some functional tests I can do. If I can do this without knocking everything over. Hit the functional test, output controls, and there's the cam phaser solenoid. So I'm going to have someone sit there and hold it, hit that RPM range, and once we get there, he can probably change the duty cycle out there for how much advance I need. So we'll try that. Alright, so Nick's in here holding it up at 1200, and if we hit test, if we hit test, then I can actually change the percentage of my duty cycle to the cam solenoid. So I'm going to have him do that, and we'll see it on the graph out there. Alright, so I have the cam solenoid back probed on the power side. I have a good ground using the old Vantage just to see, because now this thing is running good, and then when it tries to energize it, it stalls. So I'm going to see if I could capture that. Go ahead, Nick. So right now it's running. You can see I'm still lined up where I was before, where it's running good. Alright, I don't know if you caught that, but it starts up and it runs smooth, and then the computer energizes that solenoid a few times and then it dies, and then it's real hard to restart. Go ahead, Nick. It'll run smooth, and then the computer will energize the solenoid, maybe. Are you letting it idle? It won't let me control it with a scanner because it knows there's a code. Yeah, now it's starting to move. My let's see where the double hump where it keeps showing up, it's not lined up. So I think there's something wrong. I think the solenoid's sticking. I know there's a bulletin on it. So I'm going to pull that out and see if the screens are there or clogged, and we'll go from there. It's pretty stupid, but the solenoid runs into the power steering reservoir, so I had to take the belt off, and I'm going to have to loosen or remove the power steering pump so I have enough room to get that stupid thing out. Alright, so I got it out. It's right here. And you can see the first two have screens on them. And there's Nick. You holding it's hot, man. Your soft little hands.
Look how clean I am.
I know, but look. See that piece of screen right there?
Right there.
Yeah, get a pocket screwdriver and point at it. Well, there's supposed to be a screen wrapped around there just like the other ones.
So in layman's terms.
That screen is probably stuck in there, huh? Is that stuck in there? Yeah, look at it. It's stuck behind the valve. Where's your flashlight, man? Show the audience. That's stuck in there. Come on, your hands are so in the way. You can't even pull it out. So that's what's holding up the friggin' valve. Coming?
I don't even know what it's called.
I don't know. They call it a cam solenoid valve. See, look. There's a bulletin that says check for screens. And then if there's all the screens are there, then it tells you to check for crankshaft thrust play, because I guess that can do the same thing, but 1, 2, and 3. So here's the solenoid.
So where's the rest of the screen?
I don't know. It tells you to change the oil. So that's the screen for the advanced pressure that's missing. Number 2 is just pressurized oil from the pump. And 3 is screen for the retard pressure. So I'm gonna get one of those. It's a camshaft actuator solenoid, Nick. Camshaft actuator solenoid. You gonna price it?
Yep.
Sell it? And then we'll be back. So check it out. There's the new one. And it has like coil springs wrapped around the screen. So must be an upgrade for the issue I'm having where the screen fell apart and got jammed in there. Alright, got the new part in there, got it instrumented, just grounded over there. Gonna watch for control, still have the cam and crank, so oil's changed. I'm gonna start it and see what happens. Well, it started right up. Didn't always do that. I lost my cam signal somehow. Bad connection here. There's my camshaft position sensor and my crank. Running good. Didn't try to energize anything yet. Gonna watch this for a second and see if it tries. It seemed to do that every time I did a cold start. See if it tries to adjust anything. So far, nothing. Try to zoom. Go over to here. And if I pause it, you can see my crank top dead center signal is in the window it was before when it was running smooth. So I guess now I'll try to energize it and see if we can see. I would assume This is going to be a known good signal now if we play this through. First time around, it's right to the right of the middle small one, right in the middle small square wave. It's right to the right of it, and then second time around, it's to the end of there. And in the center of after the second hump. So because it's running good, I'm going to say that's a known good waveform. We'll try to energize it and see what it does. Alright, it's running good. We pause this and play the movie. You can see I am just to the right of the middle small square wave, and I am dead center after the second larger wave. So that's where the car is running good. So what we'll do is we'll energize the cam solenoid. I'll go up to, we'll just say 10%. I don't have a good ground here, hold on. So with a good ground, you can see the computer is duty cycling the solenoid. And if I pause it again, you can see that if you look, I'm not in the center, I'm actually touching the line on the camshaft sensor. You can see it actually moved. Right here it's touching, so we'll play it again. We'll say go up to 40%. You see the computer's still controlling it. And if I pause it, you can see now I'm in the center of that cam position sensor signal, and then I'm not in the gap, I'm actually in the middle large tooth. So you can see that it is actually working. Play that one more time. No computer control, I turned it to 0%. Pause it. Play it again, sorry. Pause it, and you can see I'm back in the center of that window. So we can call this one fixed, ship it. Thanks for watching.